Hey, what's happening, everyone? It's Aaron Jackson here, slash ATM charts, slash rotation report, slash whoever. This is not financial advice. Take the damn hint. This is not financial advice. Yeah, do us a favor. Like, subscribe, comment. Maybe don't comment. Not sure how to do the comments yet. Whatever. Anyways, it's earnings season. It starts now. JP Morgan in the morning. Yeah, what's Jamie Dimon have to say? What is he going to? Let me guess, beat on EPS and then say the world's going to end. Well, maybe this time, But, earnings season, it's going to give us a lot of opportunity, right? The market's a very giving opportunity machine. You just got to be willing to chill, be patient, just wait for it. Let your pitch come to you. One that really stands out right now is Micron. Micron's had a hell of a straight line move, but I'll tell you what, earnings are a little bit away, but you get some negativity in some of these AI earnings. Maybe you get a little dip down to 110 or so. Interesting entry point, right? I think bigger picture, institutions are still kind of trying to get in. A couple other things that really stood out, though, was these last couple of days, man. Friday, Thinkorswim. What the fuck? I don't know if you guys had any problems, but I've never had Thinkorswim so completely broken on an open. And then this morning, Monday morning, StockTwits down on the open. So no doubt, there is exuberance out here right now. So, let's get into the charts quickly here. First up, VIX, very interesting. It was up 4% today. Now, options expiration week, maybe there's some sort of mechanical something going on here with, the contracts rolling and turning. I don't know. Definitely worth keeping an eye on. If this persists for a little bit, keep an eye on. It might just set up a big reversal trade. Say it kind of reminds you maybe like a Volmageddon. There was this period in early 2018 when VIX rose with the market for 2 weeks in a row, maybe a little longer. And it's like, what the hell is going on? And then finally the market broke, and it was one of the biggest unwind trades we'll ever see. Very quick trade there. So, keeping an eye on this VIX as it kind of, trades higher with a lot of risk taking out there. And then, okay, so we kind of expect Jamie Dimon, JP Morgan to, have some negative thoughts. But I'll tell you what, bellwether for me, Skank of America, BAC, Bank of America, yes, testing this lid from the great financial crisis highs. Now, we know Warren Buffett's dumping it. Who knows why? Maybe it's because he's just getting out. Don't know that. Maybe it's because this thing is a ticking time bomb. Could be. But, a lot of banks do look good, do trade well. And so you get Bank of America through the recent highs here, clearing 48.50. That would be a really good sign. But maybe it doesn't. And then, wow, story of the day. Bitcoin versus the S&P 500, fresh all-time highs today. How about it? You love to see it. A little bit of a little blow-off, little short-term blow-off action there, right? Kind of interesting. But, you got to not just going to go up every day endlessly. You will say, there's a lot of talk about the Genius bill and the stablecoin bill being passed this week. We'll see. Sometimes you can get some little dips on news, but, we've been talking about it. The big reference area right now is Ethereum 2800s. Ethereum holds roughly around 2800s. It's all system go in crypto. And then, so another big thing we're watching still, the bond market, the JNK, the junk bonds, corporate bonds, they're hanging in there a lot better than global, treasuries. So again, it's a bull market, right? It's an uptrend. Don't really know when some weakness is going to show up. It might show up now, kind of mid-July is kind of like when you lose that little seasonal upthrust from second half inflows. But for now, hanging in there. And then again, the international treasuries, the government bonds across the world. That's the problem right now. That's the problem. Who the hell is buying Australia debt right now? UK debt. Who the hell wants that shit? Nobody wants that shit. They're putting women in jail for getting raped, for the love of God. Nobody wants that shit. So definitely keeping an eye on this one. It's kind of bidless at the moment. There is a world where it can take out the recent high, catch a bid all of a sudden. We're not in that world yet. And then, but interestingly, look at the TLT, the U.S. long-term Treasury bonds. Big support area, getting real close here, real close. And Trump is willing to do anything. He'll do anything to get people to buy the debt, to cut the rates, to get the rates lower. So, okay, we'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep an eye on it. But, not the greatest backdrop at the moment for the government debt. And, interesting. Keeping an eye on this China. Some positive kind of notes out of China, I'd say. Kingsoft Cloud, one of the big AI plays for the, they provide the data solutions for the Apple of China, Xiaomi, whatever. Anyways, downtrend break here, kind of with the 200-day moving average caught up. You get one more update here, and this corrective period from February to now, half a year correction, it's over. It's over. So let's see if this thing can get through the 50-day moving average. You can see last couple months. 50-day, tried to get above it, couldn't, nope, rejected at the 50-day again, and again. And now the downtrend's kind of broken here. You get through the 50-day, then, holy shit, we might have a ripper here. We might have a ripper. And, some of these other China AI names are working. So definitely keep that in mind. And we're also keeping an eye on Alibaba here around the 200-day moving average. It dipped below it last week and, trying to recover that right now. But moving on, I know we're saying like, hey, all systems go in crypto. Well, maybe, but then, man, this Solana is really stalled out here at this 200-day / prior high at 168. Not going to lie, kind of surprised it stalled out today. Kind of don't like to see it. I dumped it. I bought it for a trade right around here, around low 140s. I don't know. I have no edge in this thing. Don't know a damn thing about it other than smart people like it. But, it's kind of, for me, it's kind of like, earnings season is opportunity season. We're going to get opportunities to buy the best stocks on our list, like just because of some random bullshit, some random earnings reports, some random whatever that pops up in the next month or so. So, it's all about your style, right? It's all about your strategy. Everyone's got their own. An interesting one stood out here in the consumer space, Deckers, right? They produce a lot overseas. They're dodging tariffs left and right. Big support in play here. So, is it just tariffs or is it something more? But this area, it's around the 200-week moving average. And you're like, okay, leading brand, you'd think it would hang in here. But, so far, no, it's at the brink. And let's see when earnings are on this guy. You've got July 24th, next Thursday. So definitely keep an eye on that one. We'll be watching that for a post-earnings trade, no doubt. And then let's talk some metals here, huh? How about this palladium? Now, it's been a hell of a move, right? And, this base, it didn't exactly hold above the tech bubble high, the 2000 high, the 2018 high, but close enough. But now, interestingly, you got that big rip from 900s. You got up to 1,300. Damn, hell of a trade. Nice trade. But now it's just at the top of the range. And now you got a falling 200-week moving average. So you do in play just above. So you do wonder, okay, is the upside limited for now? So, good trade. Does it need some time now? Does it need some time? Can it get rid of, clear this range? We'll see. But definitely put it on I'm thinking, for me at least, it's on the back burner. And then interesting, we still have different metals with various breakouts. Taseko Mines, it's a Canadian, I think it's copper miner. Anyways, look at that. Downtrend break all the way from 1993. So, looks pretty good. Massive increase in volume. So again, we're going to be wanting to keep an eye on the metals moving forward, no doubt, continually looking for setups. And then you got this junior miner, First Majestic. I think we talked about it. Maybe I just posted on Twitter or something. Anyways, follow on breakout. You're at the bottom of the larger range. And seems constructive in time, along with silver, of course. But then we've got junior gold miners versus gold miners. Kind of stalling out at this resistance from 2017. So, I think we're bullish on gold still, longer term. But, I'm not trying to place any bets on them at this moment. That's for sure. So, very interesting dichotomy there between silver and gold. Maybe it's just, hey, chill out on the metals for a minute, chill out on the precious metals, maybe in a couple of weeks where this is going to just pop right through, get some earnings coming in. But definitely worth keeping an eye on that one because, You would think, given the backdrop, this thing would break out in the next few weeks, couple months. And then very interesting action in the software space. Here's semis versus software. Friday, you got a little rip through this long time little pivot area. And then today, Monday, man, trying to give it right back up. Very interesting. So we're keeping an eye on semis versus software this week. And, the software in general, right? You had this little minor break of the post-election high, and then you lost it a bit today, though. Very interesting. We'll see. It's going to need to continue, and maybe it will. I'm not so convinced. And then the most interesting chart I've seen today is software versus metals and mining stocks. Did you know from January 2016, metals and mining stocks have outperformed software now? Couldn't believe it. What the fuck? Trivia stat of the day, right? Incredible. But now if we look at the more immediate term, you saw the bounce today in software and the sell-off in the metals. And it looks like we got a little room for that to continue, maybe for a week, couple weeks, what have you. But, bigger picture here is you kind of expect this whole pattern from 2022 to break lower. You could call it a rate signal. I don't know. I'm not going to go that far with it, but could be. But we'll see. Again, we're going to want to keep an eye on this recent low, just this most recent low in software versus mining and metals, because, man, who would have thought the metal stocks were outperforming software over the last 9.5 years? Not me. And then again, we did see the buying in the software, like the cybersecurity. That's an interesting one, right? Because everybody piled into this little safety trade. My God, we know we need exponentially more cybersecurity with all the AI agents running around and all that. And, like you did get that quick little wipeout, but then also, 50-day moving average and the February high. I mean, hell, bulls have a nice little reference point there. Do we want to be buying a CrowdStrike? I'm not so sure about that. But I mean, you can't argue with anyone being like, look, this area around 72, we're going to own against that. And if it fails, it fails. But if it works, it's a good spot. And then, just ripping through some of these, you got like a Commvault Systems at the 200-day. I saw Palo Alto Networks at the 200-day. So, it's not that these are not pretty charts. These are not things I'm trying to buy, but like, I guess they can hold up. You never know. But then you got Fortinet. Interesting, a little fake breakout there. So, we're seeing some of these fake breakouts in tech, and it's just like these little things kind of starting to pile up kind of early in that process. But again, like it's like the first deterioration leads to a little more, and then you get a little more, and then you get a little more, and then you get the freaking tariff tantrum, right? And then it's all hell breaks loose. So we'll see about that. And then Palantir, definitely another one, right? We saw a lot of appetite for risk today, right? A lot of greed. Maybe it's greed, maybe not. But this 148 level, that's a big one. Keep an eye on it. Maybe with this VIX rising today, maybe that's a little bit of a hint of a reversal coming tomorrow. Maybe not. Don't know. But Palantir gives up this recent high. That would be not great. That's a big extension level. And it's kind of like another one of those ones. It's like, who doesn't own it at this point? And then another one we're keeping an eye on, that's SoundHound. It looks so constructive. It's held this 200-day moving average, not on the chart here, obviously, but the bearish case is this is a little bit of a wedge that's going to break down, lose 10. We'll see. I don't know. Trying to remain positive on it so far because, it's an AI bubble. Where's the AI bubble? How big is this bubble going to be? You'd think we could do bigger than this. And then Twilio, another software kind of name, held the 50-day and the low end of the range here, around 112, 115, putting up a fight, solid volume. This is the type of thing. We're looking for. So, decent entry area. When are those earnings? What we got, like 2 weeks, end of the month or something, early? Okay, so projecting basically August 1st. So a couple weeks yet. So keeping an eye on that one. And then, it's like, okay, are you favoring hard metals or software or whatever, semis? Staples RS, basically at the lows already. So that's a good sign. We love to see this thing breaking down. If it can make new lows, boy, Who even cares what you're arguing, what you're talking about group wise? My God, that's just couldn't be much more bullish than a new low in consumer staples relative strength. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye on that to see if we can actually get that. And then interesting, right? Trump, he's got another big AI announcement tomorrow. Was that 100 million, billion, trillion in the AI spend coming up? Yeah, don't know. Don't know what if that's new. Probably not, but we'll keep an eye on it. And is it sell the news in uranium? Maybe, maybe not. Energy Fuels, very interesting spot there. Kind of looks like it could be a consolidation that breaks much higher in time. We'll keep an eye on it. And then Oklo, that's an interesting one. Kind of surprised it broke back up again. They have no product, they have no revenue, but who gives a shit? If the entire nuclear industry is getting re-rated higher, I guess, it can too. But then we've got the February high here, 59, key level to keep an eye on. If it reverses back below that tomorrow, okay, that's relevant. Otherwise, whatever. And then, that's weird. Anyways, this mining stocks like your BHP, iron ore, that type of shit. Big fake breakdown there. Got some room to run, looks like, in time, next quarter or so. And then, you want an international bank stock, huh? Banco of Colombia? Well, testing this downtrend break here. Actually got the break, and now right back to the back test here. I don't know. Not sure what's going on there. Got stuff like Argentina acting a little more questionable, but we'll see. We'll see. And then look at this. Imperial Oil. Canadian oil sands play. Looking good. All-time highs. Now, we don't know, energy's kind of struggling here with the 200-day and all that type of stuff, but, this IMO looking great. Looking great. And then Uber. Big breakout backtest spot here, right? You got the little rip through immediate backtest. So definitely keeping an eye on this one, top of the trading list for the next day or two. And then there's the Argentina. Look at that 89-90 area, huge extension level, huge target area longer term. It was like, holy crap, we finally got the breakout. And then now kind of dipping below the 200-day. You could say there's support around, but like bigger picture, this thing might be losing some steam, but definitely worth keeping an eye on. Definitely, if you're one of those people who's like, let's do austerity, let's get the global, let's get the spending under control. This is what you get when you get the spending under control. Failed breakouts and rollovers, not great. And then CDE, another silver miner, whatever, long-term breakout. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. Does it need time? Could need a few months. Whatever. Opportunity will be there. And that just about it. So thanks everyone for tuning in. Good luck with earnings. Hopefully JP Morgan and Skank of America go well for you. And have a great day, everyone.